Did you know that this year, on October 8th, there is a local body election, which I can see some of you rolling your eyes right now? Don't. It's really important that you get out there and vote, and I'm going to help you try and work out who the best people are to vote for you, even though very few people have actually announced their candidacy yet. So, most people are aware that voting is very important when it comes to elections, but local body elections in this country seldom get more than 30 to 35% voter turnout. It is abysmally low, and there's a couple of different reasons for that. A big one is the fact that it's a mail-in ballot. There's not like a dedicated election day where you go in and vote. Another one is that people don't understand what it is that a local body does in relation to how it's going to affect them until something goes wrong and they get angry about it. The other thing is that it's really a popular thing for older people who have got more time on their hands to go out and to vote, to run in elections, and it tends to be the sort of block people that vote. In fact, in the last round of local body elections, there were only a couple of places that actually increased the voter turnout, and those places that did saw some substantial change happen. But that doesn't mean that you can get complacent, because there are still crazy councillors all over the countryside who are doing their utmost to try and not do their job and look after people, and a little bit cuckoo town banana pants. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. I want to make sure that you know why it's important that you vote in these local body elections. So what is it that your local council is supposed to be doing that's so important that you should go out there and vote? Councils are given four areas that they're supposed to work on. So they're supposed to be looking after social, economic, environmental, and cultural well-being issues within the communities that they represent. And those are huge, broad tent areas. That's everything from whether or not the water pipes work properly, whether or not your roads have got potholes, through to things like what your rates bills covers, how much waste it is that you're producing and where it goes. Is it landfill or is it recycling? It's your cycle lanes. It's looking after your natural environment like parks and gullies and beaches. It's about making sure that you've got tourist operations for things like Hamilton Gardens, for example. It's about making sure that your air quality is right and that people who are building an industry within that area is keeping up to standards that keep everybody safe. It's about museums and it's about libraries. It's about creative spaces and it's about getting out there and making sure that you're doing what you can to get people to visit local businesses. It's about liquor licensing. It's about sound control and sound quality. To be fair, your local council probably impacts your life more on a day-to-day basis than the national government does. And that's one of the reasons why it is so important that you get out there and you have your say. The other things that's really important to remember is that with such a low voter turnout at the moment, it doesn't take much to go out there and make change. However, the people that are voting at the moment tend to fall within one demographic, and that is over the age of 65. And that's because retired people tend to have a bit more time on their hands to do the research and to find candidates that work for them. But that's not really going to fit for everybody, even though we have an aging population. And it is really important that people of a certain age group like that are represented or feel represented. At the moment, their votes are over-representing everybody else. And this is on a national level. This isn't just one particular location. But if we saw a massive increase of youth turnout, or we saw a massive increase of middle-aged homeowners, not that there's many of those these days, if you saw a large shift in one type of demographic going towards voting, you will see major changes around who gets at those council tables. And it's really important that you do, because otherwise your decisions are being made by a group that's been put there whose own self-interests are what's really important. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure that there is a wide range of people who have a wide range of interests in when they go out and vote for whoever it is that they pick. But that doesn't mean that they cover what you want to see done. My lunch just fell on me, wasn't that clever? It's one of the things that you need to make sure that you're doing beforehand is researching your candidates. And this is where it can get tough in local body elections, because at a national level, your big parties are going to get a lot of media coverage, but at a local body election level, not so much. And to give you a prime example of how some candidates can use that to hide their past, I give to you Piggy Henry. Now, Piggy Henry is one of these people I enjoy pointing out as an example of how bad things can get. Siggy is very much a tinfoil hat-wearing, anti-vaxxer, down-the-rabbit-hole kind of person. During the last national election, she ran under Advance New Zealand. I think it was Advance New Zealand. It was one of the anti-vax parties. That kind of crazy. Before the election, she was very big on being anti-fluoride. Before the last local election, very big on anti-fluoride, very anti-vax, very much of that type of person who thinks that science is more like an opinion than a fact. She hid a whole bunch of stuff about herself when she went into the election. She campaigned as being an environmentalist who was a health professional, who was all about sitting there listening to really vocal parts of the community, when in reality what she was doing was trying to get on council to push forward these anti-science agendas. And at the same time, she made some royal screw-ups, like the time that she posted on her office wall a whole bunch of random anti-vax facts that were all lies, or the time that she told people that they should get out of a ticket by showing a bit of leg around the council table, or the time she asked whether or not foreigners knew how to use toilets, or the time, and I'm very proud of this one because it went viral, and I put it down to me pushing it to go viral, that she showed up to a naturalization ceremony and parked in a disabled car park because she was running late and she's German, so she didn't like it. My family's German. I don't like being late. I don't park in handicap zones. Neither do most people. Definitely not decent people, that's for sure. But concerted efforts around increasing voter turnout at the last local body election in Kirikiriroa Hamilton saw some massive changes to the council. It saw an increase in the number of women that were sitting around that table. It saw a massive drop in the average age of the person sitting around that council. It saw a much more inclusive council overall. And that was only a 4% increase in voter turnout. Imagine what you could do with a 30% increase in voter turnout. You could change your home for the better 1,000,000 times over by getting in representatives who follow what you want, who are passionate about the same things you're passionate about, who want to see the changes that you want to see put in place, and who are aware of the issues that face people like you every single day. And councils are facing some big issues. There's some big changes coming at a national level that will shape how they do things. But I'm not going to go into that into huge detail. I am, however, going to send you to an amazing resource to help you out with that. On the Free FM website, freefm.org.nz, or wherever you download great podcasts from, you'll be able to listen to my series Big Things Ahead, which takes a look at Kirikiriroa Hamilton specifically, but the issues that are facing every local authority on some level. Go and have a listen, see what some of those issues are that will be facing the elected officials coming up that's, done sort of at a bigger national level that's going to shape the future of things. But definitely go give it a go. Finally, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, mostly because it's January and I have no idea exactly who is voting. Every area is different in what their voting technique is. You might have first past the post or STV. You might decide that you want to vote only for your local body authority instead of your regional council or your DHB, and that's your choice. But the important thing is that you make sure you vote, and trust me, when we get closer to October and election time, I will be making damn sure that we are doing everything that we can to get you out there voting. Absolutely everything. And if you've got any questions, throw them my way. This is a subject I'm very passionate about. Please do everything you can to do your research and vote for the people that you feel best represents you, no matter who that is. If it happens to be somebody like Piggy Henry, then that's cool. That's your choice. You're wrong, but that's your choice. Okay, maybe I will tell you who to vote for if it's her, but don't vote for her. Other than that though, do some research, get involved, make sure you can have a say in the things that really do affect you on day-to-day living in the place that you call home. Right, that's me for the week. I will catch you next time. Ka kite anō.